So far in this second module, we've heavily focused on peace. We're going to try and change our focus now towards conflict and see what that is all about. So let's look at an introduction to the concept of conflict. Challenging prejudice and building a prejudice-free life. So types of prejudice. Why are people prejudiced and how do people get prejudice? One is racism. The belief that one's own cultural or racial heritage is innately superior than others. So if I think, oh, I'm a Punjabi and my Punjabi heritage and culture is the best, if you are a Balochi or a Sindhi or a Pathan or something else, you are not as good as I am. That is prejudice. We are all human beings, we are all Pakistanis, and so looking at it not from this perspective of I am this and I am that. We are first human beings, we are Pakistanis, then we are whatever else we are. And so trying to avoid looking at us as the superior and every other as the inferior needs to go. Hence, the lack of respect or appreciation for those who belong to a different race, a different cultural group in our case, is not what will lead to peace. Next is sexism or gender prejudice, a system of attitudes, actions, and structures that subordinates others on the basis of their sex, where the usual victims are women. Even in the developed world, this is true. The usual victims tend to be women. In our case, of course, we are such a male-dominated society that women tend to be. But it's not just here. Everywhere in the world, this is true. When you look at gender bias or when you look at sexist prejudices, the women are the ones that suffer. And how do you overcome that? It's in the developed world. Many years ago, the women's movement started and they've overcome a lot of this women suffering, but not 100%. Classism. Distancing from and perceiving the poor as the other. You know, you're poor, you're the servant, I am the boss. That's not a good way. That's again showing prejudice. But mixing with these people, mixing at their level, trying to make sense of why you are you and why they are they, will be helpful in promoting peace. Religious intolerance. Prejudice against those who are followers of religions other than one's own. So, I am a Muslim, I expect all Muslims to be good, but everybody else is not. That's religious prejudice, that's religious intolerance. We all are human beings first, then we are whatever else we are. So how do you live? How do you work with the different religious groups, contributing positively for the development and growth of your society, your community, your nation, and hence also the world? Education for tolerance and respect. This is needed. There is a need for schools to educate citizens not to accept hateful propaganda about the different other and instead appreciate other cultures and respect cultural differences. There is lots that happens even through media today, where the stereotypes, the prejudices, the biases can be highlighted. And young people are quick to pick that up. But it is in our classrooms, it is in our educational institutions where we need to teach tolerance, where we need to teach unity within diversity. That is when conflict will be out and peace will be in.